What it do? It's your boy TA. We back with another episode of No Filter. And for this episode, we got Teeka and Alexis, two women that's in love with each other. And I wanted to sit down, get to know them a little better. And I also want to understand them a little, a little more. And I also want to bring you guys in on it. So episode 6, No Filter, is here. I hope you guys enjoy. And before I head out, please like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe, nigga. Let's go.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no nigga, man. I'm tryna get my shit straight. I got what she need, I give a dick. Then my mixtape 0 to 100, I go in like I'm Drake. Ain't got time for the fake, too many problems on my plate.
Okay, today we have Teeka, and what's your name?
Alexis.
Alexis. Okay, and Teeka, born and raised. Where are you from?
I was born in Chicago, raised in Minnesota.
Minnesota. And what was the age when you moved from Chicago to Minnesota?
We moved when I was 8, turning 9.
Okay, when you're 8 turning. Okay. Were you always into women growing up?
Oh no.
You wasn't so okay. what was the age that you? If you don't mind me asking, because you just called me off me. To be honest, I'm just gonna be completely honest. I thought
this is a forever thing.
Yeah, I thought straight out straight out.
Nah. So it happened around my junior year in college. I think I was 19 at the time, and that's actually when I had my first girlfriend at 19 too.
Okay. And how
did it come about?
How did it come about? You talking? Yeah, get into it.
Yeah. So before that, I didn't even call other women cute, nothing like that, just because I was like normal, and to be honest. But I got caught up at nationals, basketball nationals. This girl started talking to me. She was fine. I had never called a woman fine before that, but she was fine. So she ended up texting me and we ended up chatting it out, but we ain't do nothing like that. It was more emotional connection. Mm-hmm. So I just started to develop feelings for, girls at that time. Mm-hmm. And I was like, nah, you know what? I ain't even do nothing with shorty. I ain't even gay. Mm-hmm. I'm fine. And then I went home that summer and I kissed this one girl. And I was like, I think I like this better actually than when I kiss guys. So
were you like always tomboyish or?
Oh yeah, being a basketball player, I feel like I was always that way. I felt way more comfortable in basketball shorts and sweatpants.
You was always kicking it with the boys.
Yeah, just because I was super athletic. So, you tend to gravitate towards guys because most young girls don't like to. They all ritzy and stuff, like to wear their dresses. I'm trying to play basketball. I'm trying to go to the park. I'm trying to, go ride a bike. Most of the girls my age back then weren't trying to do all of that athletic stuff. I'm like, nah. So I would just hang out with my brother. My closest brother is only like a year and a half over me. So I would hang out with him and his friends a lot.
Okay. Make sure I got my microphone. Yep. So did the men, like you being tomboyish, wherever you hanging out with men all the time, with boys all the time, and at the young age that me, like myself, at a young age might not know, or you sound like you didn't even know, were boys still hitting? Still trying to get with you?
I'm about to say, if I stand up, you'll see why. But yes, they still hit on me. That don't stop. I think when you're attractive, you're attractive.
I have.
It don't end. I think it's just a thing. Like I said, it's different when you attract both genders.
Okay.
And that I do. It's just a compliment to myself that I still look good.
Okay.
So I don't mind it, but she do.
And
she be cursing them out.
Yeah. But in some type of way, when you did meet the first girl that you had that encounter with, did you feel like this was always a part of you? Did it feel natural?
Not necessarily. I was still on the edge. That's why I was like, man, I just been chatting it up with her. Ain't nothing like a conversation. Just some friendly, flirtatious on Twitter when it was Twitter back in the day. But that's it. So I was just like, you know, I ain't gay yet. And then I kissed a girl. Even then, I was still like, it was one kiss. Like, I ain't, you know, and then I went months and months, wasn't looking for none. Mm-hmm. Then I ended up meeting this girl in my junior year of college. Okay. So, you know, it did feel better. Not necessarily natural, but I felt better about it.
And how did you feel? Did you care about anybody else? No, I mean, did you care about how everybody else thought, how everybody else felt about it? Or?
You know, like, it's always that your coming out story. Not gonna lie, I had one of those. Like, I told my closest sister to me, and then she was like, "Are you gonna tell mom?" I was like, why the fuck should I? It's none of her business, honestly, but like, I get what you're saying. Mm-hmm. If I want to bring my significant other around, I'm gonna need to let her know before it just be up and becomes
a surprise, or just
a
like
whole
what's going
fucking
on.
surprise.
Yeah, like...
And the girl I was talking to at the time was Caucasian, so that was a huge jump in our family. Cause ain't nobody brung home a Caucasian woman.
A girl and a Caucasian woman.
Yeah, so
you done doubled up.
Yeah, I doubled that up real quick. So I told my mom I wanted to talk to her about something, and one of my other sisters seen me and my sister going into the room, and she was like, "What y'all talking about? I want to come." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "That's cool. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. I have no problem with telling people my sexuality. Like, I'm comfortable with it. It is what it is." Like, people are always afraid of what their parents are going to say and how they're going to react. My mom, literally, I told her, she's like, because she was like, you know, I was kind of nervous a little bit. You always going to be nervous when you're giving information like that. She's like, "Tell me you ain't pregnant." I said, "Well, that's a good way to kind of ease into this. No. I can't get pregnant." Yeah. She's like, "Huh?" I'm like, I mean, I like women. Like, I actually am talking to a woman right now. Back at college, and it's getting a little bit serious. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "You're confused, but I still love you." And I was like, better than nothing. Mm-hmm. I guess it's better than nothing. Like, her reaction is gonna have to be her reaction. That is what it is. But I feel like most parents, and I've heard terrible, horrible stories where parents just disown them. Mm-hmm. And I kind of had that opposite reaction with my dad. Like, he definitely disowned me for a little bit, and we had a real tight connection. But it was somebody else telling him versus me telling him, and I feel like it would have went different. If he learned from me, found out from me. Yeah, if he found out from me. So it was just cool. Like, my mom was like, you know, that she established that, "Hey, I still love you, but I think you're confused." And I'm like, you know, I went to her a year later, like, "You think I'm still confused?" She's like, "Nah." I think this is you. So I was like, you know, accept me how I am. Even when my dad found out via argument with a niece of mine, he was just like, you know, he called me. He was like, "Is it true? And why didn't you tell me?" And I didn't even have the balls enough to tell him, like, "You're drunk. I've countless times have tried to tell you, but you wouldn't remember." Yeah, I don't remember. To try to find you sober would have been the hardest problem. So it was just like his generation. Like, I understand it in a way, but I didn't understand it because it's like, I'm your same daughter. There ain't nothing fucking changed. Like, you should have just accepted me for who I am and who I love, and love me no matter what, because everything that you've done, I've loved you no matter what. You know? Whatever my mom said about him, I love, you know? Yeah. So it's just like, I needed that same unconditional love back. And it only took him about a couple months, and he came back around. Because, I mean, we talk like every day. He still live in Chicago. I was about to say, how's that relationship now? Oh, yeah, it's great. It's right back at where it was. So I'm like, I know you needed your time, because he that baby boomer generation, they just really stuck in their ways. They stuck in their ways. You know, he a 75-year-old man And I feel like that's different when, you know, you got parents, people out here, I'm only 29, but they got parents that they're telling that's 50-something. That's a lot different than a different generation. His generation, they ain't used to none of that.
Like you said, what how it is how it is.
Yeah,
like,
they weren't used to that growing up. Like, even, you know, they were frowned upon men on men, but women on women was still frowned upon back in that day. So I was just like, it is what it is. Now that we got that relationship back, that's all that matters.
So how is it now? Since how since being since 19, when you knew that this is how you are, you obviously cool with your choice. Like, so like how so you, like you say, you don't feel no confusion. You like, hey, this is I know who I am. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, that's a weird kind of stupid question. I mean, but it's
not.
like just
I think that a lot of people have they question their sexuality. You see a lot of women that go from talking to men and going to a woman and then bouncing back to going to a man. I'm not with all that. Like, once I changed, and my preference of what I like is what I'm always gonna like. I mean, we here for life, so it ain't no going back.
You go wherever you think.
You know, ain't no going back now. Like, I felt like, and, you know, I was just telling her it's crazy that when my brothers asked me, like, you know, because people had their reactions, and I told only my mom and my 2 sisters, and everybody else was just a surprise.
You just found out.
So I'm the youngest of 8. I got 2 brothers and 5 sisters. My brothers asked me one day, they were like, is it because of us you turned out that way? I said no. But I should have been completely 100% honest with them. I would have said, yeah, y'all treated women like shit. Y'all made me never trust a man. I didn't see how I could trust a man because y'all told all these girls and women this and did completely opposite. And I watched that throughout my whole childhood. You know, y'all dogging women, treating them like shit. So, like, when the dudes try to talk to me, I never trusted them. And without trust, what do you have? So that's why I'm like...
And you never told them this?
Oh, no. I ain't never tell them that, but I was like, I wish I would have had a different, you know, answer to that question. Because, yeah, y'all ain't influenced me 100%, because ain't nobody going to influence me 100%.
So, are you still,
You had some doing in this, for sure, because I didn't trust men because of them.
And do you try to, in your subliminal way, or try to help them now? I mean, do you... do they still tell you about, oh, the girl, or saying some shit to you, and do you try to check it now, or how do you conversate or have that conversation with them now?
Like, about what?
About the situation of, like, if he meets a new girl today and he brings her home and he want to tell you about her or something, like, how would that conversation?
Oh, like, I mean, they didn't bring around countless, and that's why I had the first problem I brought the white girl home for Thanksgiving. That following year, because I think I was home for Thanksgiving when I told my mom. So I brought her home that following year, and I had one problem. It was my biggest brother. His name Marcus. He was disrespectful, and the way that he was disrespectful, everybody said hi to her but him. I said, come on over here. Let me talk to you real quick, because let me nip this in the bud. How dare you be so fucking disrespectful? And not say hi when you've brought countless baby mamas, women that we don't even fucking like, that we have to like and have to be nice to, don't even fucking know, and we still be cordial with them, saying hi, making sure they good, making sure your fucking kid good. You know what I'm saying? Like, checking in on them. We don't have to do none of that. We don't. But for you to have for me to have my first girlfriend come in this motherfucker and you not say hi, don't try to disrespect her nor me. Like, how dare you? So he had went back and said hi. And I was like, respectfully so. That's why I expect, like I said, he's my oldest brother. So he got maybe like 10 years, close to 8 to 10 years on me. So it's just like, you too grown for that. To be acting so childish when...
I think it's a good thing that you went on took care of that right away, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I just,
if you don't,
know,
yeah.
I couldn't let that slide. No way. I do not. I hate when people disrespect the person I'm with. Yeah. I ain't letting that slide. Not at all.
Okay.
Like, and I didn't even care if it was my brother. If we had to get down, we were gonna get down. I was gonna try to beat his ass, you know.
Respect.
Probably wouldn't able, but I was gonna try to beat his ass if he didn't go, you know, because like me pulling you over to the side, that's me telling you that I'm really passionate about this. Don't do it. So him going and, you know, being the man that he should have been in the first place and saying hi to her and acknowledging her I respected that of him.
Okay. And so how is it, because I see now that you have a son. Is that something you don't want to speak on?
What?
You have a son on, like your face, you literally was like, yeah, don't. So having a son, how was that? I mean, yeah,
like what do you mean? How is what?
How was having a child, not a son? How was having a kid? How was having a?
I don't have a kid. I didn't have the kid.
Well, I know you didn't have it, but how y'all? So y'all adopted a son?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope. So when I met her, he was 2.
You have a son. Okay.
Yeah, she had.
Correction.
Yeah, that's why I was like,
let me know. You tell me. I'm like, hey, I'm okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I did meet her, she was very honest. I mean, one of the most honest persons I've ran into right off the bat, told me everything. Like, yeah, I'm living with such and such. We got a 2-year-old. We not together. I'm like, perfect. You know what? Like, I don't really care about the other person. I just want to be with you. And then, you know, she did the very smart thing that I think most women should start to do. It's just not let me meet him. Not let me meet him right away. Build a connection with me first. Trust me first before you introduce, you know, your son. Or, you know, she introduced her son, now our son, to me. And, you know, it only took like I think a little over a month, but I appreciate her deciding that, because I probably would have judged her a little bit more if I met the kid right away. You know what I'm saying? I don't like a woman now wasn't even in a relationship popped up and did that shit to me, and I was like, I don't want to meet these little fuckers. Like, you never even told me. Like, we're not even on that kind of level for me to meet you.
I feel the same way. Like, don't right off the back end, like, and especially.
And not tell me, like, I was pissed. So how she handled everything, I was just, you know, you don't want to bring your past situations and situationships into what you got going on. But she handled everything so perfect to me. And then the moment I met him is the moment, I mean, I fell in love with him too. Just like I fell in love with her. That is the mini version of her. Attitude and all, you know.
All right.
And I love him to death. Okay. I wouldn't trade him for anything. So to say that again, that's my son.
Okay.
Been around almost 2 years now, half of his life, and
so you guys been together 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years. Okay.
Almost
it feel
2
like
years.
longer.
I've been
crazy.
I didn't even know y'all that long. I thought I was like, they've been. I was like thought about like over 5 or 10 or closer. I mean,
yeah, that's what most people think, just because how we are. But no, it's only been like 2 years, and it's been. You think that it's been 10 for sure. Just what we've overcome, what we still continue to go through, and just how we love each other. People think it's old school love, you know, like it's been longevity. But
what's old school? What would you consider
like
old school?
Old school, like, you know what I mean, like the length of it. Like, oh, we started dating 10 years ago. Like, we've been around each other for that.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily getting into old school love, because ain't no.
We got that energy.
Like
that
how a lot of people these days are just so quick to like give up on relationships or somebody they're talking to off of the littlest, littlest things. They're not willing to communicate with the person.
I wouldn't even call that necessarily old school love. I love, and I love hard. I don't be,
She's got an old soul.
Yeah, I kind of got a little bit of an old soul because I come from older parents. but I never seen love growing up. I still haven't. Not necessarily in my siblings. I mean, all of them got 21 nieces and nephews, but that's a lot of baby daddies and baby mamas.
Okay.
One husband, another divorce. Like, to me, it was hard to see what love was, but I knew that I was good at it.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved the best way. And when it comes down to it, I'm fortunate right now because I have someone that loves me like I love. And most people won't ever experience true love. They might think that they will, or might think that they in love, but they won't ever come across it. So I'm just pretty fortunate.
So I'm trying to think of a good best way of saying it. So the way that your brothers were when you were growing up, and you said it had like parts of helping you like turn. I mean, of not turn, but what happened, how you turned out. I mean, do you still think that men ain't shit?
That's a hard question right now. Nowadays, I'm saying I hate men.
You said nowadays you're saying you hate men.
Yeah, God, and it's a lot to go behind that. And the first thing I say is like, unfortunately, a couple years ago, I got assaulted by what I would call brothers, because they were two black men. Don't get me wrong, I didn't know them, but those situations should have never happened. I should have never got punched in the face. I should have never got my skull broken into 8 fucking different pieces. I'm a good human, a good soul. So, you know, something like that really fucked me up. But even before then, like, men are, unfortunately, especially, it's not even necessarily men, because men are, you know, some men I met, they're great, but it's the adult boys, and you know which ones I'm talking about. It's the ones that don't listen to no mean no. It's the ones that, you know, are out here causing all the domestic violence, rapes, all that stuff. Men are responsible for so much physical, emotional violence in this world. You know, like, if I see any kind of man, like, it used to just be like, I used to respect black men. If I was in an alley, I see a black man, I ain't worried. I'm not worried. But nowadays, it's just like, if I see any kind of man in the alley, I'm on my P's and Q's. I'm watching my back. I'm making sure I'm good. Like, no matter what the race is, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it went, for me, like, knowing everything, like, me finding out things, you know, when you grow up, you all innocent when you're growing up. And then you realize, like, motherfuckers really ain't shit. And then it's more like, it's not that, because my mom was like, oh, you can't just, like, say all men. No. I still, to this day, if you see a woman in the alley, you're not going to think no much of it. You know what I'm saying? But if you see a man, you're worried as a woman. You're worried. You know what I'm saying? Like, and men have this such power that they don't worry about shit like that. They have no idea what it is to walk in the alley because they don't worry about being on their P's and Q's. They're like, oh, well, I'm just walking down the alley. I see another man, I'm perfectly fine. And don't get me wrong.
You think when I walk down the alley, I'm not...
You're not worried about nothing, but don't get me wrong. Say that a man knocked your shit out and then assaulted you. Would you ever think that would happen?
No, it happens all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, it happens a lot, but like you said, you would walk down the alley and be like, I ain't worried. Like,
no,
yeah. So
yeah, I said, all right.
He said, you think
yeah, I said, what you think? I would be worried. Like, first of all, sometimes some certain alleys, I'm not going to even be in that alley.
Yeah, and that's just like the phrase I use, but like, I have a deeper meaning to that now. Now that happened to me a few years ago, I just really don't trust men nowadays. And yes, and that's what I said about my brothers. They definitely made me not want to trust, and felt like I couldn't ever trust what a man was saying because I watched him lie and treat women like dirt all the time growing up. But it just comes out to like life and hearing other women's stories, and it's just my feeling about men. I hate them.
Damn.
I hate them.
Man. But you do know there are some good. You know there are
I do
good
know.
ones. Like,
and I'm not gonna say like, even though I say I hate all men, don't get me wrong. I've met you. I know a little bit about you. I would trust you. It's certain men that I meet that I would trust because I have that level. But a certain adult boys that I meet, I never trust.
You would trust me, but you don't. I mean, you don't really know me.
I don't really know you, but
me.
I would trust you just by the encounters that we had. Just off that, you know, like I'm a trust. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a good person.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you that trust. But with men, I got walls. I got walls, for sure.
So do you think it's okay if a man feels the same way? Like opposite, like I was kind of in that place where I ain't looking for love, like to love no woman, or because I know that it ain't gonna end up how I want it to be. I was kind of in that same version, but then I was thinking like, it's probably just not saying this is you, but what I'm doing, how I'm living, who I'm around, that's causing this type of energy to like, for if I'm in this type of area all the time, or if this something going on, then
go throw it in the trash.
Then that's what's gonna happen. Like you in the hood, you know what's gonna happen when you're in the hood. So I'm just saying, there's just people out here. I think we just need to find them. Little man, he can't say.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think it's a problem with that by any means. Like if I seen a man out here saying like, oh, I hate all women because this what I've gone through, and it's valid, such as like, I've been out here being a great man, but these women out here cheating on me, they dogging me, they not letting me see my kid. It's certain different things that I'm gonna just agree with, just cause I'm a fair human. I'm a Libra. I balance, so not only am I gonna look at this point of view versus that point of view, I'm looking on the outside, looking in too, just cause I got that ability to, so it's just like, I'm not gonna judge a man if they said that. Not at all.
Well, it's like, so when I'm from Ohio. Ohio, people think Ohio, they think, but where I'm from, it wasn't no white people. So it wasn't like it was and I had certain uncles or certain people who didn't, you wake up every day and they blaming white people for everything. I mean, just for, and in my head, I'm like, either I could take it and I'm like, okay, either in y'all showing me, y'all giving me examples of what the white people doing, but go step out of here. Like was only in this block radius, this neighborhood, whatever. So when I moved out to Iowa and then I came over this way and I started meeting, and the crazy thing is that I did meet some of them fucked up white people that they was talking about. That's the crazy thing. Like I met some of the worst, but at the same time I met some of the best. Like I was like, oh, these people, and then I started realizing that even with us, we even our own kind, that we have some of the worst and some of the best. Oh, yeah. Another race shit, like some of the worst, some of the same thing. Men, some of the worst, some of the best. Women, you don't hang around with trash women.
Oh yeah.
So you don't know it. So they're trash out. I mean, like they are garbage.
Don't get me wrong. I am very, very familiar with what's out here. Yeah. Like I do try to surround myself with people that mirror me, because that's just the best way you're gonna have to be. And that's just the only way you're going to get better as a person. But I do know, trust me, like I said, I got 5 sisters. I know, like, and don't get me wrong, my sisters ain't too terrible. But I know there's some fucked up women out here. I know for sure.
Yeah, women, I'm about to say, if anybody... Yeah,
but when it come down to that, I can kind of relate to you, too, because shit in Chicago, the only thing white was the teachers. And they didn't stay. I didn't see until we moved to Minnesota. I got a reality check. I thought things I was seeing on the movie I would never see in my personal life. And then I got to Minnesota and I'm like, because I was fresh out of Chicago, so I talk different. So and then I wasn't used to seeing multiple races. Like we probably had one Mexican maybe 2 in Chicago. That's it.
In Chicago?
That's it. Like 1, 2 Mexican. That's it.
You was 29? You 29?
Yeah.
Chicago. You had no what side of Chicago are you from?
South side.
And with no Mexicans over there? Okay. What school you go to?
Shit, the hell if I remember.
Yeah,
I like my memory was terrible in Chicago, honestly.
I get what you when you say that. It's kind of like blanking that, like get that shit up out of here. Like I don't even be thinking about that.
Yeah, I'm like, when I look back, I'm like, when I went to school, it was definitely all black. Teachers was white. Some of them, not all, not even all of them, but some of them was white. And you know, when I got to Minnesota, I had a reality check. Whites, you got Asians, Somalians was the biggest reality check.
Like, Minnesota, they thick. They deep up there.
I'm like, why? You know, and this is where I started to try to become a better human, because I started judging, especially Somalians. I was like, you know, why they smell like that? Why they wearing that head thing? You know, like all these questions I have, but then I'm like, let me just sit back and like watch and then maybe learn about them. So some of my first couple of friends in Minnesota, motherfucker named Yusuf.
Yep.
Cool as hell. Cool as hell. I'm like, what's your middle name? Yusuf? All of them born on January 1st, just coming, you know, straight from Somalia.
Just giving me a birthday.
Like, learning about that shit. Like, we grew up, and we're very fortunate to grow up and actually be born in the U.S. and don't have to take that fucking hard-ass test. Because I was just getting reality check after reality check, and it was shit. I wouldn't be the way I am now if I didn't have an out from Chicago and be stuck in my ways, you know? So I just I ain't minded. I was mad at first because I didn't want to leave my pops back in Chicago, but I understood the reason why my mom did it. It was some shit going on in South Chicago at the time. They only make you think that you got 3 options in Chicago: death, pregnancy, or jail.
That's what that type of environment wants you to like, hey, this is. And then when you say you get up out, and once you're like, oh, this.
Yeah, I'm like, they ain't got the option.
Yeah, like, oh, I ain't gotta do that. Yeah,
I can actually do something with myself.
Yeah, for real.
So it was just, I hated it at the time, but then when I look back, I had to thank my mom. Because it was very brave of her too. Like we had a few cousins in Minnesota, but to take, I think 5 of her kids at the time and just up and move a couple states over, just because she ain't want things to go completely south with all her kids, you know. It was just brave of her. Different way.
Like, let's go over here. We can do this differently.
Yeah, just for a better life. Okay. You know, so I appreciated it. You know, we actually had school buses out there. Back in Chicago,
get on them and be cool with getting on the school bus.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, in Chicago, they ain't had no school bus. They had computers and books. I'm like, we ain't had that shit in Chicago. In Chicago, the education was completely back. So, yeah, I did get a reality check there, too, because those kids that was in the same grade as me, they were way smarter.
About to say advanced.
Like, I was like, damn, what y'all been...
I've been doing,
out here. Like, damn, like, I'm really far behind, so... Yeah.
It's weird you said it because when I came here, it was like that. So they were in the books, they were smarter in the books, but in the street we were more advanced.
Oh yeah, you street smart like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm like y'all don't the streets. Y'all don't have no clue what's going on when it comes to that. Like grew up quick, but then these books and fundamentals and shit, how you do things in life, y'all got that. You know what college you going to after this? I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know what high school I'm going to. So so it's kind of. So, but one last question before I get your girl on here. I asked you a question off. Is there a role? Because you obviously look like your face look like you look. She like the mean one. I mean, like the one you open up there. Like, who
the more
is
stern?
the one that
the disciplinarian.
Yeah, the one who tells what the clean and wash the dishes.
Oh no, I don't think that's a healthy thing to be, you know. It shouldn't be. That was like more of an old school way. Like, you know, women had to cook and clean, men do whatever the fuck they do. They take out the trash, do all the hardware around the house and all that good stuff. Yeah, I have some of the, you know, qualities and things that I can do.
You open the car door?
I mean,
who opens the car door?
I'll open my own door. She'll be open on date nights.
Date nights, I do. But I mean, I dress the most masculine. But this is my sugar mama.
Okay.
But she ain't no stud.
Oh.
Alexis.
Alexis, and where are you from?
Omaha.
Are you from here? You born and raised here?
Well, I mean, for the most part, yeah. I used to live in San Diego, California.
How long did you live out there for?
4 years, from 5th to 9th grade.
How was that?
Amazing.
For real? I mean, it's San Diego, California does.
Oh, I loved it out there. I don't know.
From 5th to 9th?
Yeah, you know, that's like the most influential time when people make their childhood friends, you know, their besties for the resties. I was out there living my best
you were
life.
just getting into high school.
Yeah, just finding themselves, finding what they're interested in, and boom, we come back here.
Oh, so your family was already. So, what age did you go out there?
I don't know how old I was. I know it was the end of 5th grade here, but out there, since school is year round, I still had a couple more months when I went back out there went out there.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool. It was fine. I liked it. You know, it was different for me because the schools out there, they're like open. Like it's I don't know how to describe it. It's not an enclosed building. Like the balconies, like you're walking and you can feel the breeze. It's outside when you're going from class
when you're going to
class.
class, okay. Because it's so hot out there, so you probably might actually need that. Yeah,
so
okay,
that was different for me. They were serving a little breakfast in the classroom, but here I was going to a whole little cafeteria. I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. But I had to wear a uniform too out there.
Okay.
When I went to school, elementary and middle school, which was different for me because out here you do that at the Catholic schools.
Okay.
But everybody else, you know, everywhere else out here you wear whatever you want. So I was like, okay, this is weird, but I was young. I didn't care.
And how was school? What kind of stuff were you into growing up in school?
Art. I played instruments growing up.
What instrument?
I played violin. I think I started in maybe 4th grade. And then when I went out to California, I don't know if I continued that in elementary school, but when I went to middle school, I started guitar.
Did you do shows with the violin, or did you just do classes?
I did a couple shows, but I don't really remember them vividly. I was little.
And were you always into women?
I mean, I didn't think about it that way. It wasn't a thing for me growing up, like, oh, men date women, women date men. Like, it's no other way because I grew up with a gay aunt. So to me, like, I already seen it. I was already exposed to it. I was like, okay, girls can date girls, like, whatever. But, like, I wasn't thinking about dating. So it was just, I don't know, it wasn't that big of a deal to me. I dated men because it was...
When did you?
I don't know. It seemed like a natural thing to do. Like, it's what every girl was doing.
Just, like, growing up?
Yeah, you know, like, they had these crushes on boys or whatever. So, you know, me, I'm like, oh, who do I have a crush on?
Were you attracted to women when you were young?
I don't know if I was really attracted to anybody, if I'm gonna be honest.
So you was one of those, you was like a band member, like one of those, like...
I was just, you know...
It was like a real...
I was just chilling.
Okay.
I was just chilling. I mean, I dated...
How it should be.
I started dating boys, like, late middle school.
Okay.
But I'm not, like, there were girls that I was like, okay, she's cute. Like, you know, like, cute. Not like, oh, you're adorable. Okay. You're pretty. But, like, I wasn't thinking about...
How old were you when your first girlfriend? How old your first girlfriend?
How old was I when you met?
Oh, that was your first girlfriend?
How old was I? I'm trying to think. Spicy, right? What, 20?
You joke like she's
25. 25.
Dang. Just -2, baby.
Yeah, 25.
Oh, yeah, I'm my first girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? I mean, how that been? They're like... How was he amazing? Like, because I mean, us, meaning the boys, we'd be like, oh, she left and didn't come. Like, yep, she's gone. Like, I didn't.
So for me, it's like you know how I said like dating guy just seemed like the natural next step because everybody else was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I just did it for so long. I never approached a woman, and I'm terrified to.
Mm-hmm.
So if she would have never said anything to me, we would not be dating right now.
Wouldn't have happened.
No.
So were you terrified when she did approach you?
Oh God, I was shaking like a crackhead.
Like, how's I supposed to? What I'm?
Ooh, oh God, I was asking my best friend. I was like, "What do I say? Like, you know, how do I act? I'm scared.
How she come?
I'm scared. It's just
What she do?
a lot of pressure was applied, so I was even more terrified. I was like, "Oh, I'm scared now." Because I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know what to do. I've never dated a woman. Never even kissed a girl. So it's just like, okay. But it's not like, you know, it's not like I didn't know if I was attracted to women or not. Because I am. And I knew that, but I was just too scared to approach.
You was like, I don't even want to.
I was scared
like,
to take that step. And especially, like, after having a kid. And people knowing that I've dated men my whole life, it's like, you know, now people are gonna judge you if you even
so you about to say you were worried about what people thought.
It's not even like I worry about what people thought, but I don't have the energy to give to those conversations.
I feel it.
You know, there's a lot of conversations that I have a strong opinion on, but I'm not finna sit here and go back and forth with you about it. You know, people will say just because I dated men before that I'm not really gay. I'm like, how do you know that? You know, there are plenty of gay men that have ex-wives and children.
For where you are.
Okay,
Yeah, like,
there's a lot of people who don't even consider me black just because I am mixed. And I'm like, all right, I'm not finna feed into that because, like, you know, your opinion is your opinion. People have their mindset already. So I'm not finna be sitting here trying to change it.
So now being here, and I'm glad you brought that up, being here from Omaha, like in Ohio, when you say Nebraska, they still consider that. Like over here, you'd be like, Nebraska, I guess niggas over there, I guess Ohio. So like in Ohio, you'll say Nebraska, and they'd be like, oh, this like black people, or they don't know. So people forget that Malcolm's. Malcolm X is from here, and not know. But the same thing, but even over there, like if you light skin, like if my dad's light skin, but like they're all like they black. Like as soon as you got like even a shade of even type of color, like we just put already kind of like just throw you in a category, like you just like you black, and that's what the rest of the world do. But out here it's kind of like I don't say been like got friends where they kind of more confused or like they kind of don't know where to go because it's different. Like they get to see different sides, and it ain't as ratchet out here. I mean, not to say to use that word, but it ain't as like hood. So it is.
Yeah.
They don't grow up fully in what you call a black culture, which is kind of fucked up to say. Like, what's a black culture? Oh, growing up in doing this and being on welfare and being that's what you consider being black.
Nobody can tell me what I am. You know, yeah. I know I'm black. I know I am. I even took an ancestry DNA test. I was really doing it to see if I was really Vietnamese because my grandma she don't remember my mom and dad, and that's just a whole story. Like, people telling me that I am something, but I don't have proof of it. Like, I need proof. You know, it's like one of those things where people are like, oh, I got 2%, Cherokee in me. Where's the proof? Like, I'm not finna claim nothing if I'm not that type of person. But I didn't grow up in a black household either. My mom's white. She was a single mother my entire life. My entire life. And she was raising 4 kids. I'm the oldest, so I was taking care of them. You know, like, it is what it is. I mean, I can relate to people, but I don't claim that story.
Did you get along with your mother?
Oh no. They're all a bunch of light skinned people.
Oh, okay.
So it's not even like rich in their blackness, I should say, because their mom is white too. Yeah. You know, my dad's dad died when I was like maybe 1. So I never got the chance to really like remember him, experience him, and it is what it is. I mean, I do find myself a lot trying to find myself in other cultures. So like I listen to different genres, reggaeton. I even listen to banda, regional Mexican music, Korean music. Like I just listen to everything. And I even am open to new foods. I've grown up trying to teach myself different languages. It's just, I feel like not, I guess, being immersed in my history has its pros and cons. The cons is like not really understanding where I come from, but it made me more open-minded to different people. You know, even like moving out to California definitely like expanded that whole world to me. But people mistaking me for Mexican all the time.
When you light skin, you could be anything. You could be Dominican. You could be.
It's
Mexican,
my hair texture that be throwing them off. So like I don't experience racism as far as like being black, but I do because they think I'm Mexican.
Yeah, I'm about to say they know you're not white. Yeah, that's what they like. We don't know what you are, but we don't know what you.
Okay, you definitely can't be black. Well, I don't look Mexican. I feel like I look exactly like what I am. But not everyone's exposed to that. You know, they don't understand it because they don't have those people like around them all the time. But to me, since my whole family's mixed, I'm just like, okay, this is normal for me.
That's all
like,
I see. Like it just is.
This is regular to me. You know, like we are.
Yeah.
Black, white, and Asian. Like that's just what we are.
Well, it's just like in Africa. Like there's people, there's Yoko just walking around.
Okay.
And just like nothing. You've been like, oh, I walk around. You're like, what? Just like
yeah.
Fully, just
I can
white
go on
clothes.
tangents about like different people immigrating to different parts of the world because of different world problems. Like there's just like people don't understand the history of different cultures. There's light skinned people everywhere, but there's also black people everywhere.
Literally
everywhere. But they don't. I don't know. That's a whole other thing. It's a whole thing that I'm interested in. But yeah.
So how's your family feel about the situation? I mean, or I hate to keep on this.
It's okay.
Yeah, like about you two being together.
I don't care what they think. I never came out. Like I don't have a coming out story. Like
oh yeah,
like,
so you're like you see
like,
me.
Like I said, I've already been exposed to it. So to me, they shouldn't have a problem with it. My whole auntie's gay. You know, she's had multiple wives.
Okay.
Multiple wives. She's masked, so she dates masked women too. So I'm just like, you know, it should not be a problem for me. But that's besides the point. I feel like I really don't care what they think because no one's really ever been in my life enough for me to feel like it's important for me to tell them that, including my mom. You know, my mom.
That's good. She
wasn't very kind growing up. I would explain her behavior as narcissism.
Okay. And
it made it very hard for me because I was the oldest, so I was put on a lot of responsibility very young. And then when I try to leave the house, then it's my fault when things go wrong. You know, it's my fault the kids are acting this way. It's my fault the kids aren't getting washed. You know, like, it's my fault bills aren't getting paid. It's just like that whole thing. I wanted to get away from her so bad. I went to the military. Like, I just did not. I also went because I didn't want to go to college, but she played a big role in that. Like, I needed to just rip myself away from her. And then, like, ever since then, like, we had a year where we were getting along, we're close, but ever since then, it's just like every year there's a big dispute that gets brought up, and I don't have the energy to give her, so I don't talk to her. She can't, like, when she first started dating me, she did not understand my family dynamic. And I'm like, my family's broken on both sides. Both sides. Growing up, me and my siblings, that was all I had. I mean, I went to my grandma's every now and then. I see my aunties, my cousins, but I wasn't around them enough to feel, I don't know, that close to them.
Yeah, like feel like you fit it in or comfortable. Or like,
yeah,
really,
like I can't relate to anybody.
Like a piece, but you didn't. Like I don't even.
And I love them, but I don't feel like I relate to anybody on either side. Either side. So I just didn't feel like it was important enough for me to make a whole coming out thing. And these people on Facebook, like, I'm cool people, but it's not that I don't need to do that for them. You know, like you either take me as I am or you don't. Because at
that point, that's for them. That's for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if you want me to tell you something for you can feel some type of way.
Okay, like I knew I like women, you know, but like it's not anybody's business. You're gonna see that I date women, yeah, that's cool. But like I'm not gonna make it a point to tell you, by the way, I like women. I just don't understand why in 2024 that's a big deal. You know? So it is what it is. People ain't had a problem with it, but I mean, my grandma, before she died, she was a little weird about it, but my grandma was old. Like, she still felt some type of way about having mixed grandkids, so she's old. She's really the only person who really said anything about it.
Well,
bless her heart.
Long as you guys are okay with it, I appreciate y'all sitting down, with me. Look like you ready to. you just got. I said it's just that look at you, just like you just see you the one, yeah. Like
I got my RBF already back on.
Oh God.
I'm listening too.
So yeah, I appreciate it. You do tattoos, by the way. So yeah.
Ink by Lex.
Say that again.
Ink by Lex.
Ink by Lex. And where can they look that up and find you on?
Facebook, on TikTok and Instagram. I'm Lex by Ink because somebody took my name.
Lex by Ink. Okay. She do dope work. So yeah, you said you can find her on. Would you play the game? What you be out here doing?
Football, y'all.
Football? What you say? I see you just had that. You online?
Nebraska
You a beast?
Pride. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I play for Nebraska Pride now, but I'm a linebacker.
Okay.
So I hit people for fun.
First game's April 27th.
April 27th. Where that's at?
B Square. They haven't officially announced our stadium or anything, but heard through the grapevine it's in Council Bluffs somewhere.
Okay. And can we find like y'all team online somewhere?
Facebook and Instagram, Nebraska Pride.
Okay, Nebraska Pride.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad I asked that. I wouldn't even have known. So I appreciate that.
And it ain't no lingerie league.
I would not be thinking I'm going to come there and see you in a thong. Yeah, I'm not there.
Some people have asked. I'm like, but do you really think that was okay? Like, you think I would be in lingerie?
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm not even about it. Yeah,
I'm not hating on the Omaha Heat or whoever that is, but I ain't in the lingerie league. That's for them.
I wouldn't think that you would.
All right, it's your turn.
But
what does TA stand for?
You want me to do that? Want to ask me on camera?
Right now.
It stands for TA to us.
What?
TA to us.
TA to us?
Yes.
How do you spell that?
TIATWAS.
That's your real name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Where'd that come from?
My dad made it up.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but go ahead, Dad.
Okay. Ain't naming no junior.
His name is David.
Okay. Stop.
Yeah, I ain't worried about no nigga, man. I'm tryna get my shit straight. I got what she need, I give a dick. Then my mixtape 0 to 100, I go in like I'm Drake. Ain't got time for the fake. Too many